if you can give us three reasons or three tips for someone listening to this video who also wants to play D1 football, regardless if it's Harvard or not, what are the three biggest tips you can give someone trying to go play D1 ball?
Yeah, so regardless of it being Harvard, I would still say take care of your academics. And the reason being is in today's game and football today, especially with the transfer portal and stuff, the better your academics are, the more opportunities you will have, right? Because if your academics are lower, you close doors to big schools like Stanford, like Notre Dame, like, schools that you definitely need to be more academically eligible for. Obviously, there's still ways they can work around some things, but if you're not super like as talented as that dude, but your grades are more, more there, it may help you in certain circumstances. And I mean, the Ivy is a great route to go now, especially with being able to grad transfer like my teammate who's at Duke now because he has his degree from Harvard and now he's going to get his business degree from Duke. So like and also like I don't got to worry about no one transferring in. I know the coaches are fully investing themselves into me at Harvard because they ain't taking anyone else. Like
Yeah.
I'm their product. They're going to try to help me, develop as much as I can and be the best player I can be because I'm going to play for them for 4 years or however many years, whether that's three if I grad transfer, right? But so I'd say academics still take care of because it'll open many doors. Um, Another, I'd say two, you got to just be willing to just be persistent in your approach to go D1, right? Like you gotta almost like remove that sense of being like embarrassed when it comes to like reaching out to coaches and trying to reach out to people in general, right? Like I always give people a bunch of credit when they reach out to me and ask questions because there's so many people that won't ask questions because they're afraid to either not be answered or to be ignored or whatever it is, right? Just be persistent in your approach, like whether that's, just continuously sending DMs to college coaches on X, not Twitter now. Um, or, just posting things all the time on Twitter, just because all it takes is that one video, that one clip, or whatever it is, to just gain that attention, and that's gonna help. And then three, I would say you gotta go compete in front of them. You gotta go to their camps. Camps are gonna be important. I know at my like I was just working the Harvard camp yesterday. Like we had a bunch of other schools that were there on top of Harvard. So it's like it's not only are you going to have those coaches looking at you, but you're going to have all these other coaches there that can check you out and you can showcase your skills in front of. So I'd say those three.
So is it true? Because I remember when Huddle was, I think Huddle still is a big thing, but back when I was
Yep.
growing up, everyone posted their Huddle clips on Twitter, on Instagram every day and every night, honestly, to the annoyance part. Is it true that coaches are just scrolling Instagram, finding random players, no star, no one star, no two star, random running backs, random wide receivers, their highlights, just watching them? That's actually true.
I think I would say the biggest thing is like once you start getting attention, that's kind of how more coaches will come across you because the big thing is like interaction. So if one coach likes your thing on Twitter, it could pop up on another coach's feed and then another coach can see that. So like that's how my like at least it started to work like blow up for me when I posted the BC camp, right? I posted the 40-yard dash I ran and by the side of it I also posted my card that showed all my other like stats with it. And so right there, right when other coaches were following and liking, it just brought more and more coaches. And so, yeah, I'd say like it's true. They're definitely looking like their coaches at all times are like basically all football, other than when they do go home. And I bet they still look at things like
Yeah.
when I'm in the office and I see my coaches working, like they're always doing something football related, and especially during this time, like this is when they're recruiting, this is when they're looking. Um, so they definitely are scrolling. They definitely scroll for sure, and they see what other coaches are looking at, and from there they may get interested. So
Now, looking ahead to this next coming up season, I know you say you're healing from your hip, and obviously prayers for that. I guarantee you're going to be coming back even better, even stronger. What's the goal for Harvard this year as a team? What's the goal for you individually? Obviously, tough loss last season to end the year. What are y'all looking forward to bounce back from for this season?
yeah, so the goal as a team now is we're finally for the first time in our history able to make the playoffs. So we're going to be competing for more than just the Ivy League title. We're going to compete for the FCS national championship, which is cool. Will give us a lot more exposure too, which helps, being able to play, potentially a team like North Dakota State, Montana, one of those cool schools, So it will be good for us to, be able to do that. So I'd say a big goal for us would just be make the playoffs and let's see how far we can go in the playoffs. And then I'd say for myself, just better than last year. My goal is always to improve and do better than I did before. So, last year it wasn't the best year. I was definitely like, I left the season like, yeah, that a little frustrated with the way I performed, but I had a lot of things going on. I had my hip, just some problems that were, not allowing me to play to 100%, but still got over 500 rush yards, like 6 touchdowns. So this year just be let's up that, but let's not go for 550. Let's go for 750. Like let's set stone. So I like to set my standards a little bit higher, if that, a little bit, if that makes sense. But as long as I'm improving, I'll be happy with that.